Oh!
What's up, internet?
Hey!
It's the Cherry Crew, yeah! So basically,
We almost died!
Yeah! I was upset about some circumstances that happened in my day, and it was really late at night. I'm a night owl, by the way.
Very late at night.
It was like extremely late at night.
Not extremely, it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah, to most people that aren't night owls, that's pretty late at night.
1 a.m. I get a call from her.
I call her and I'm just like, hey, I'm really upset. I want to go and get a milkshake because that's the kind of person I am. In case the kind of person that's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, no. If someone calls me up and is just like, oh man, I want to do this. It'll be like 3 a.m. I'll be like fucking in my bed ready to like actually fall asleep, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm going out.
Like,
it's a 24-hour diner.
It's a 24-hour diner that it has some good milkshakes.
The
shakes are good.
Milkshakes. Yes, good anger food. Yeah.
We get done having our bitching fest.
Yes.
And
I decide I wanted to share something with you, didn't I? I was like, listen to this awesome song that I found, and like, listen, it's one of those songs that, you know, you kind of, it's one of those songs that you just like, you want to move to, you want to like do something.
A good way to spend our 1:30 a.m. time.
This song changed my life. We need to spread this.
What's sad is that we're not lying.
No, this is exactly what happened. I'm saying it like this, but this is exactly what happened. Anybody who was outside at that time was not safe.
We went, yeah, we weren't. We drove through a grocery store parking lot, and it seemed like it was empty for the most part, which was kind of sad because we drove through that parking lot hoping to like get some people in, like giving us like on the new wave of music, and like also maybe to give them like some concerned looks. Like those were like, I wanted that to happen, and we didn't see anybody we didn't see anybody, but we didn't see anybody.
Saw us.
We drive back to like my neighborhood, and
we decided to spread it some more because there was a party going on in her neighborhood.
Yeah.
Late night party, and like we were just like.
So everybody had like their cars parked in front of this house, okay?
Yeah.
And there was nobody near these cars. Like all the cars were dark and empty except for this one. And this one is important because this one, it was a pretty big like car, wasn't it? Or like a truck.
It wasn't a truck. It was a black, like minivan type car.
Yeah, like it was like, but it could fit like more than 4 people in it. Like
it could fit about 7. It was a 7-seater, I'm pretty sure.
It was like a big vehicle, okay? And it was just sitting there with its headlights on and just sitting there. Just sitting there. And so we turn, and it was a result of a wrong turn on Kate's part, but you know, fate likes to be this way. We like have to drive past this suspicious person when they're weird vans.
Twice when I went the wrong direction.
And then twice coming back. So they heard our masterpiece of a song. Can't you just hear it? You can just hear it. You know, it's perfect.
Oh man, listen to that.
Ooh, makes me want to have pizza right now.
Whoa! There's magic.
So they heard our music and they were just like, that needs to be stopped.
No, they were sitting in their car waiting for somebody, like a specific type of person, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And we drive past with that music and they're just like, that one. I dropped her off and I start leaving her neighborhood, and I kind of drive past the street where that car was parked.
Mm-hmm.
Again, so I drive to get out of there.
Yeah.
I, like, from my rear view mirror, kind of see the car kind of, like, start to follow me. And then it like, I think maybe it saw that I was actually really ugly. He backed up, and then he parked again. I don't know, like, that's just what I saw. He moved forward and then he backed up.
I always get chills every time you always say that.
Yeah, he was about to follow me.
Yeah.
But instead, he
followed me instead. I think that whoever it was, they didn't want to leave the...
Yeah, he probably saw that I was not in that neighborhood.
Yeah, because you were heading out of that neighborhood. As you can see by the title, sex traffickers, they work in groups, and a lot of times they will assign each people to different stations in an area to steal people. And I guess this person was just like, man, I don't want to leave this,
No, I'm comfortable here.
And it's very maniacal, but it was very smart the way they parked by the party that had all the other cars, because that way they didn't look suspicious at all. And they were also at a corner too, they were at so they had a good vantage point of everything.
Yes.
And it was a corner that was by the very near to the entrance of the
That's the only
neighborhood.
Smart thing that they did.
What happened after that was that I went to my residence, and I just went home and I put my pajamas on, and I was wearing these pancake pajamas that they have pancakes on them just everywhere.
Cute.
They're just
I don't know. They look like pancakes.
I don't think they're
pancakes.
Really?
This person must have seen where we turned, and they followed somehow. I don't think they drove over by where I lived.
No, because
that would have looked suspicious. They must have went on foot, I guess.
Pretty suspicion, I think.
Which also, why would you go on foot? Because you have to...
Because there's evil afoot.
I have all the lights on in my house. Keep in mind, it was just my mother and I in the house at this time. My dad and my sister were out of town. And my mom was long asleep because my mom thinks that me staying up late is a bad life choice. So she was asleep.
It is, but that doesn't stop me.
No, I start getting just this uneasy feeling. And
the dog starts yap-a-lap-a-ding-dong.
Well, no, actually what she did first was, we have this window on my front door, that doesn't have a curtain or anything on it, okay?
Scandalous.
My dog kept looking, from, the stairs through this window, and she was doing this behavior that dogs do called pointing. Hunting dogs are trained to do that, to point to prey or to point to something that they're interested in. But she wasn't barking, and that's weird because she's a very yappy lady. I look at my dog and I'm like, that's kind of weird. I'm uncomfortable with that. But I was just and I heard little noises around my house, little tinkering noises, and I thought that maybe it was my neighbors, because we have this neighbor that I guess we'll call Drunk Tom. He makes a lot of noise on occasion. And so I'm just okay, maybe it's Drunk Tom.
Or maybe it's Kate trying to break into my house to get the fucking Fruit Loops again.
I kind of wrote it off because also I was okay, I'm the only one that's up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard them try to open up my garage door, because I heard my garage making noises, and I was like, what? I was literally about to tell my mom, I think someone's trying to get in our garage, when it stopped.
It's a little odd.
And I had this really uneasy feeling, and it's always listen to your gut feeling. I reasoned to myself, if let's say hypothetically, there is somebody watching me, I don't want them to see what I'm doing, because I had all the lights on inside of my house, and this is a key note,
Scandalous.
I had the lights on outside of my house too. My dog's still pointing at the window. My rabbits were standing up, and they had their ears out really big, and they don't always do that when my dog does stuff, so it's I knew that they were onto something too. I went all around my house and I shut lights off one by one by one. When I went around the house, I felt this sick feeling that I was being watched, and somebody was just looking at me in my pancake pajamas, and this was I guess probably the craziest or creepiest part of the story. I shut off the last light, okay? And within 10 seconds, somebody starts going nuts at my front door, and it sounded like a big person. They were going mer 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 mer,
they were
banging at my front door. It was the way they did it was how we know you just went all the way around the house and shut off all your lights because you felt like somebody was watching you. Well,
clearly they're the king of discreet.
So they're going crazy at my front door, and it was like it was very much an intimidation thing of like, you're just this girl that's all alone in your house, and they were trying to break down my front door.
Not today, Brother Jean.
Went and I called 911, and then this is
the fun part.
So I get on call with this lady, and she's just like, yes, and I'm just like, hey, there's some person at my front door, they're trying to like kill me or something. Are they black, white, or Hispanic? I'm like, why does that matter? They're black, white, or Hispanic? And I'm just like, I don't know, do you want me to go invite them in for tea too? And she's like, it's safe to look out. I'm like, really, Susan, is it safe to look out? They're still going nuts at my door. My dog is going nuts. And there's a silence, and then she goes, were you expecting anyone?
Oh yeah.
At
3 fucking a.m. I'm expecting somebody, and yeah, totally. And like, whenever I expect somebody,
I call the police.
They usually try and break down my door. Because that's just what you do. If your friends don't do that, are they real friends? If you don't call the police on your friends after you invite them over, what are you doing?
I'm on the phone with her, and she's just like, I don't know. And I'm just like, I mean, are you sending the police over? Well, I already sent them over.
Then why the fuck
did you
on the phone with you?
She's just going like, listen, Janet or Susan or whatever freaking waxy name you have. I'm sorry that my emergency is bothersome to you.
Sorry to inconvenience you at your fucking job.
This lady, she just starts going off about, like, she made me feel like that she wasn't going to send the police over. That's what I had to deal with. They went away.
And then she called me about it.
Well, and then the cops came. My mom is still thinking, oh, burglar, or like a burglary or whatever.
If it was a burglar, they would have been way more discreet.
The police, when they came to my house, they were like, this is very concerning because that behavior of going nuts at the door after literally seconds after I shut off the last light thing, like, they said that's very antagonistic and very uncommon for just someone looking to rob people. Yeah. And they said they were very concerned about it. They wouldn't tell us much. They just said, we don't think that it was a burglary. And then their next thing was like, oh, we don't know, but maybe it's drugs. But even that didn't make much sense to me because it was very calculated. They went around all the unconventional places that someone would like leave unlocked by chance.
People that are on drugs, usually their stuff is very sloppy.
I don't know if they just decided to lose their cool. It was the last straw. Still don't have a conclusive reason why, but this makes the most sense. The police were like, did you ever consider the culprits being human traffickers? What are those? Because that's how everybody is. Which, that's just bad in itself, because when you look at the statistics of how many people it happens to, it's really bad.
Too damn high.
It's way too damn high. So we're talking about it. Another thing that was evidence, I guess, to support that whoever it was involved with human trafficking was because someone else in the town reported to the police that they had been followed by someone in a parking lot. Oh, and here's the thing about it. It can happen to anyone. And I mean anyone. Yeah. Young, old, regardless of gender. That was the craziest story, all because of the pizza song.
The moral of the story isn't be careful, the moral of the story isn't, be on your toes. The moral of the story is don't play that song. Don't play the pizza song! Don't put it in your memes.
Don't put it in the memes.
Don't buy Spider-Man.
We decided to make this video because we feel like it's important.
We like making light of
dark situations
because
that's how we deal with shit. Usually on this channel we talk about our lives, and we always kind of put a comedic twist on everything because that's how we deal with our trauma.
I happen to get shit for that all the time. People yelling at me for making jokes about my depression, telling me how I'm ruining the family reunion.
Basically, I just want to give a disclaimer and say that everything that we talked about in this video, we take it very seriously. I don't want people to think that we're kind of looking at it like a joke or that it's not valid. No, it's just because I get emotional about it. I don't want anybody to think that anything we talked about in this video that we're not taking it seriously, because this is a very real problem and it's something that we're all kind of oblivious to, myself included. I don't even know half of the problem. It's really sad that it's such a common problem, but we hear nothing about it. My advice to everybody is just to be careful about going out late at night. Make sure to always have somebody with you, because even though we were together and stuff, I would still say it was better that we were together than, let's say, if one of us were, like, if we were by ourselves. Make sure to lock all of your doors, not just your front door. Make sure to lock your windows, your garage, your everything. Even though in this case, we were pretty cognizant to like know we weren't being followed, but these people are just very good at what they do, for the most part of when it comes to following people. So that's kind of unnerving. And also be aware of, like I've mentioned in this video, these people do operate in groups, and they will pick out a certain area to prey on, and they tend to go for parking lots late at night. They can do it any time of the day, but just from our experience, the events we're talking about were late at night. And ultimately, neighborhoods, apparently. There was a really good short film that I'm gonna leave in the description called Oblivious. Also, I'm leaving links for sex trafficking hotlines, also foundations that help stop this problem, and one of them is funded by Lacey Sturm, who was the former lead singer of Flyleaf, and she is amazing. Also, Sir the Baptist, his music video is going to be in the description as well.
Click like and subscribe to see more of whatever the heck this was.
Bye!
Bye.